always said that I care about my completion rate, but is it something that you should actually care about as a trophy hunter? Let's discuss it. First of all, I want all of us to be on the same page of how completion rate is actually calculated, so we'll quickly go over it before we take a deep dive into this topic. To calculate your completion rate, you need to summarize all the trophy points you have, excluding the platinum ones, and divide it by all the possible points you could have had, again without the platinums. Basically, platinum trophies don't contribute to completion rate calculation at all, but the DLC trophies do, which is honestly a huge bummer for me. But should you even care about this number? Now that's the thing, I didn't care at first, but quickly found out that when I'm going over my trophy collection, it really annoys me seeing unfinished games, and this is actually the main reason I started caring. And I know that I can filter my games on PSN profiles to only show games that have 100% or a platinum trophy in them, and even go as far as to hide my unfinished games, but deep down I would still know, so I don't want to do that. The main reason I personally care about my completion is not to look at the number on my PSN profile, but to have as many games with 100% completion in a row as I can, so I can feel satisfied when I'm going over my trophy collection, and the percentage itself is just the byproduct of that. Another reason you might want to care is because I believe that it will push you into completing more games or challenging yourself with something you normally wouldn't. Personally, it really gives me focus when I am going after specific games.
Do it. Come on, you got this. Come on, you got this.
For example, if you don't care about your completion rate and a game asks you to complete it on the highest difficulty and you are struggling with it, maybe you won't push yourself as hard as you would if you cared, because the stakes are not as high. Also, I personally love looking at profiles with high completion rates. I guess it just shows dedication to some degree, especially if said profile has a lot of good or hard games. But in reality, caring about completion is not always a good thing. One immediate downside of caring about completion is it can push you into the rabbit hole of forcing you to finish games you don't enjoy, something that can straight up ruin trophy hunting for you, and this is a mistake I made in my early days. The game that broke me was Kona, and honestly it's not a bad game, but I was just bored while playing it, and because it is a 30 hours platinum trophy, I played it for an entire week and hated myself for doing so, and all that because I was obsessed with completing every single game I play. Second reason is DLCs. Caring about your completion rate forces you to buy and complete all the DLCs for the games as they come out, and I did enjoy a lot of them, like the Frozen Wilds DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn, but sometimes it can either be a multiplayer grind or just hard and they can ruin a game for you. Last major reason is it can steer you into the direction of avoiding games you would otherwise enjoy. For example, I am absolutely terrified of playing Wolfenstein New Colossus despite loving the New Order, and if I didn't care about completion, I might have finished it by now. What I'm trying to say is, being more casual about completion will likely result in less stress and more enjoyment out of trophy hunting as a hobby. As you can see, there are pros and cons to both points of view, but is there an ideal solution? And I would say probably not. It all comes down to personal preferences. What I am doing these days to avoid most of the negative aspects is by using my secondary account to test games out. This way I can know most of the time whether I'm gonna enjoy the game or not before I start it on my main account. Also, if a game has unobtainable trophies but I still want to play it, I would play it on my second account as well. This way I can play all the games I want to play without sacrificing my completion rate. Other method I use is blank accounts, which allows me to play a game I'm not sure about and add the trophies to my profile when and if I choose to. That being said, I don't really like doing it because part of the process is the need to delete your main account from your console, and it's something that I'm not really comfortable with. Last but not least, I am really trying to get better at letting go of some of the games if I don't enjoy them, but this is a work in process and I'm still not very good at it. I would love to know, do you care about your completion rate? Also, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to me as I make gaming and trophy hunting content at least once a week. Thank you for watching.